Oh boy, looks like everybody's been requesting and asking when is this video coming out, along with a couple of other videos like the generic Q&A session 3, the next Forbidden Fruit video, a review for Skyward Sword, blah blah blah. We're finally doing it, okay? We're here. We finally found time. Unfortunately, most of the comments were most of the same, everybody pretty much saying, "It's so awesome! I want it! It's amazing! It looks so cool!" Well, there were only a few people who didn't like it. We're not going to go into those comments, to each their own. But we're going to talk about the comments that really felt like they thought of something, or just, you know, something interesting. Let's see what we have here. The first comment we're going to take a look at comes from Dark Kirby RPG. The one thing he really wanted the most was he wants to be able to move in just more than one direction. He wants to be able to move past the 4-button limit. Well, you know, on the handheld, you can only move 4 spaces.
And the all the other ones, minus like Coliseum and XD, you can only move up, right, left, and down. You can't move diagonally and stuff.
Kind of a weird thing to be asking for, but okay.
Yeah, it's something
That'd
actually.
Be the biggest improvement this gen.
The most amazing, groundbreaking achievement they've ever done.
We can move up and right at the same time. Truly innovation.
It is actually
than the physical special display guys.
It is something that a lot of people have been requesting for some time now, and I think with the circle pad, it probably looks like they can actually achieve that. Yeah. So that should take care of a lot of people's requests if they do that.
But I think that's gonna happen in Gen 7 because probably the team at Pokemon is like, that probably was requested like, no, baby steps, alright?
Probably. I mean, I bet you they probably already have like Gen 8 in the works. They're already like finishing up Gen 7 as we speak. They're that far ahead. I can see it.
Yes, we know CJ's a psychic type.
No, I just use Future Sight. Let's see, now, we actually, I was going to invite Animal Guy onto this. He didn't respond until like 10 minutes before the video was uploaded, but we got his comment. He wants to trade the whole evolving crap. He wants a Poison Legendary and more evolutions for the older Pokemon like Delibird and Sableye.
Okay, Delibird maybe not, but I do want to see some more evolutions for the other Pokemon, because we didn't get any in Gen 5, so...
Yeah, that's the only thing I didn't... Thing is, with Gen 5, I liked how they started it off with, you can only find the new Pokemon, because, it gave this different feeling and all, like CJ said numerous times before. But, like, the thing is, the only problem with that is just that, you didn't get any of these great evolutions to the older Pokemon like you did in, like, Gen 4.
Yeah,
and also a Poison Legendary. I want to see what that would look like.
Let's see. Next up we have...
Actually, wait. Didn't he also say something else?
He said there was a lot, but I'm just kind of paraphrasing it. He did say like Gen 5 seemed to get the axe early on, which is very sad, but a lot of people seem to agree that it is too soon. And there was actually more than I thought of people saying, it's not too soon, I want it right now, I can't wait for it.
To be honest, I kind of have to take that back about it being too soon, because for one, it doesn't really matter because it's Pokemon, we're all going to buy it and love it anyways, but also, when you think about it, I think Gen 2 lasted about the same amount of time as Gen 5, so...
I believe so, but the thing was just that Gen 2 at least had a bunch of different spin-off titles,
Yeah.
Like Stadium 2 and whatnot. Pokemon Black, pretty much nothing.
There were a few, but not really noticeable. There was Conquest and Park. This is why I don't get the spin-offs, when you get things like Pokepark and Pokemon Channel.
Yeah. No.
I can't do it. I can't spend my money on that, no. I don't really take it back, but at the same time, if the game was announced and coming out like tomorrow, I'd still buy it. I would still buy it regardless of when it's coming out. I think the announcement of it was too soon. But
yeah, I think announcement. It should have been announced. I think maybe more during summer. Probably would have been a better time.
About right.
Yeah,
Just
maybe like
because
E3.
Right now, it's going to be. We're thinking about X and Y for an entire year now.
Yep, we've got 10 months. Or 9, I guess. Whatever. We'll see it soon.
Basically a year.
What else? Well, actually, for those of you who... if I'm reading this correctly from what Cerebi.net had said, it said there was going to be some kind of fair in Japan next week. I'm not sure. I can't remember what kind of fair or exhibit it was, but they might be announcing something for Pokemon X and Y. I don't know if it's going to have any new information, but it's something to keep your eyes on. Actually, by next week, I mean this week. Okay, next up we have Blue Penguin 47. I hope they add more previous gen evolutions. Oh, wait, that was pretty much the same thing as... And we're actually going to see probably a few more like that, but not a whole lot. There's somebody else who mentions more of the Pokemon they want to see. This one said he also wants a Delibird and a Dunsparce, but...
Why does everybody want a Delibird evolution?
Because it's so worthless!
Dunsparce evolution.
Dunsparce, I think... I would love to see how freaking derpy the Dunsparce evolution would look.
For some reason, I can see that evolving into like a dragon type.
What about like a bug dragon? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, going back to what you had said, I don't think there's any Pokemon that looks more derpy than Bidoof or its other form.
Dunsparce.
That's the one that just... I call it Derp Beaver, that's all.
Yeah.
Okay, next one, we have Levin Evan. I'd like to see a server mode or multiplayer mode where players can get together, explore the region, catch Pokemon, battle, etc. Kind of like the Extra Link in Gen 5, but not sucky. So apparently he wants the MMO everybody else wants.
Everyone wants it. Aye, aye, aye.
1,000 comments, and these are the ones I've picked. Well, I must have been tired.
If we're already seeing kind of lag in, like Smash Brothers or whatnot, like, they gotta perfect that if they want to, do this thing online. I mean, with stuff like Kid Icarus, it does prove it does have pretty decent online, but, for a full-scale 4 players going around that entire region, I don't know.
Well, the thing about that is, the lag wouldn't hurt it that much because it's turn-based. With games like Kid Icarus and Smash Brothers, you kind of need it to be in that consistent, fast-paced action and everybody needs to stay on the same level. But with turn-based, it doesn't really affect you that much. Though waiting for it will suck.
I just mean walking around the region.
Yeah. This one comes from Musico0412, and he made a comment. I kind of want to just correct it, or not really correct it, but I want to explain it to him. He wrote, I would actually like to see a relaxed game with no or limited crime or evil team. Well, I understand that because it does seem a bit repetitive, but the reason that the evil teams are there in the first place is so that there's an event that goes up to the legendary Pokemon. Without those teams, you can't catch these guys. They remain hidden and elusive.
But, I would maybe like to see, a team maybe kind of like Team Snag'em from Coliseum, just to do something a bit different, to be honest, because I think maybe not, I'm thinking more of just maybe not an actual team, but just like different individuals, or maybe, getting kind of the Legendaries out, because I think the whole team thing is starting to get kind of old.
Yeah.
So something more like N, but a bad guy.
Yeah, like maybe multiple bad guys trying to get, these individual Legendaries out.
The problem is, then they would just group them up and call them the Legendary Hunters or Team Legendary or something. Unless they were all trying to
fighting the entire time.
Yeah, if they were trying to fight against each other the entire time, then that's that. But they would probably still be grouped up and called Legendary Hunters, even though they're fighting against each other. That's just probably like the nickname everybody would give them. But still, it's something that you have to understand. They're there because first they're causing tension, they help move the story along at some points, and they bring out the legendary Pokemon. You kind of need them, but I get what he's saying. It's repetitive.
Speaking of story, I'm just gonna bring this up really quick because I didn't talk about this last time. Like, what I liked about Black and White is that it had a better story than, you know, the previous games. I'd like to see them keep up with that kind of.
Just see what they have to do, because, you know, even now we still know barely anything. So
anything can change. Let's see. Next up, we have the Elite Casual Gamer. Ooh, quite a lot here. Something I hope will be fixed up. The Wi-Fi, for the most part, battling, trading with friends is fine, but there are still some issues, and with random people, it's as broken as my Xbox, and it's broken. Okay, number 1. Yeah, that was number 1. This should be number 2, I guess.
Number 0.
Yeah, 0. Now number 1. Don't allow impossible trades and give Pokemon some sort of point system where species and level make them higher or lower. If it's too different, not allowed because it's unreasonable. I think Elite Casual Gamers probably talking about what I talked about in the review for Black 2 was the fact that, you know, you can't. Everybody wants that Reshiram or Zekrom that's under level 9. That's so stupid. Who keeps putting that in there?
I don't know.
Yeah, you can't do that without hacking.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nintendo really needs to find a way to actually, you know, stop the hackers. Just find some kind of system to get the hackers kind of out of there. Because, to be honest, it's starting kind of to kill competitive play for me in Pokemon.
It's already killed the trading for me.
Yeah.
Hacking is fine as long as you keep everything legit.
Yeah.
As long as you don't do it to others. Like, if you want to hack your own game, that's fine, but don't ruin it for everyone else.
Exactly.
Okay, number 2 or 3. For battle, make options that allow you to allow or not allow legendaries so fights will be more even. I guess that's for the online part.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. With friends, I think they should allow you to place in max EV stats before a fight, and it would be temporarily scaled. This would also allow fair fights with friends. Just a thought from me, I think it would save a lot of hassle. So basically he's saying whenever you bring your Pokemon in, no matter what level they are or how much training you've done, they immediately get maxed out EV stats so everybody's on a fair level.
Well, I mean, they kind of did that with local play, of where it would automatically set everybody's stats to level 50.
Oh no, he
And
means
I
like
think they should maybe...
he means bring their stats, like attack power, all the way to its maximum. Even if it's like, no matter what its potential is, doesn't matter if it's decent or outstanding, it just automatically brings it to outstanding.
But I think it should be like maybe you know, set to the kind of limit where that be level 50 or 100 when you go to battle with friends. Just because, you know, it evens the playing field a little bit more, so you can actually use Pokemon that aren't a level 100.
Well, actually, he does say it for with friends, so I guess that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's not competitive. It's just for fun, and I agree because, you know, I play Pokemon a lot more than some of my friends, and it kind of sucks that I have to, you know, resort to like wild Pokemon I catch in order to play with them. So.
Yeah. And finally, the last one. With friends, I think you should be able to do things you can do with wireless with your friends as well, especially since internet is becoming more apparent as time goes on. I don't see why we can't do something like that. Wait, what, did I read that right? With friends, I think you should be able to do the things you can do with wireless with your friends. Oh, I think he's talking about like those mini games or stuff.
Oh! I mean, I didn't really play them, but...
Wait, couldn't you already do that?
I think there were like those mini games that were in Pokemon Gen 4. You could do them wirelessly.
Yeah, I remember.
You could do them wirelessly, but could you do them online? I don't think you could.
I think I remember you could. I don't know.
Well, I barely did them. I just stick to the battling. Oh,
Yeah.
however, in Gen 3, I did love doing the contests as well. I thought those were
Yeah.
great.
And then in Gen 4, the computer freaking cheats in the contest. They cheat.
I just stopped with the contest in Gen 4. I was like, I'm not doing this. This just...
I played it a few times and I was just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
Too complicated, I'm out. Going back to battling. See ya.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, but there were some comments that were saying, you know, they couldn't wait, they couldn't get their hands on it, but one of the big issues we had is that because it's so soon, and because of Black and White 2 just coming out a few months ago, this is something from Omega Minion. He writes, or she writes, it's hard to tell. Should I just say it writes, or is that disrespectful?
I don't know.
We'll just say Minion writes, I haven't even gotten Black yet. Should I skip that game and get Y? See, this is the problem. Now you're hurting your own sales of the games. People who haven't picked up the games yet probably won't pick them up if they know another one's coming out.
Yeah, I think Nintendo's marketing is especially with Pokemon, is starting to get into question, because the thing is, you know, Black and White and Black and White 2 were both released while the 3DS was out, so it didn't really boost the 3DS sales, and you know, now...
And you know there were...
An entire gen is now basically pointless to new players right off the bat now, which kind of sucks, to be honest.
And there were even some people, when Black and White came out, they knew that there was going to be another installment and just figured, I'll wait for the next one. And that's exactly what some of them did. They waited for the next one because they knew it was coming. But now that a new generation has been announced, the people who haven't even picked up those games yet, they're probably not going to, because they know the next one's coming. And that's the biggest problem we keep thinking of when we say it's coming too soon. People still haven't played it yet. There hasn't been enough time. And that's the other problem with announcing it too soon. It doesn't matter that it's coming out in October. If they had announced it maybe at E3, the sales for Black and White 2 might spin steadily okay, but now it's probably going to decrease. Unless they want to get the legendary Pokemon or something.
I don't think so. Unless there's a Black and White, you know, Pokemon in like Smash Brothers to get announced or something, I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
sales are gonna go down.
That kind of reminds me, what's gonna happen? Zoroark's chances, that's gonna be hard to count.
I don't know. I still think it might have a good chance. Or maybe he might get in along with another Pokemon from Gen 6, I don't know.
We still have Gen 3 just out there with no representation at all.
How about they have, like, a Pokemon trainer that has 3 Pokemon, one from a different generation? Is that too much to ask?
Haters gonna hate.
Sheesh. Oh, well, let's see. We have, Pegashy123. Oh, you guys will like this. This is more about more evolutions and stuff, but here's one. I want a Dragon Evolution, Evolution, as well as a Bug one, the ability to delete HMs, except you can't do it if you're surfing on water, obviously, your character would drown. Evolutions for Sableye, Pinsir, Lapras, Heracross, Skarmory, Absol, and so much more. I also want them to get rid of some abilities like Truant and replace them with useful ones. Okay, well, before anybody else says anything, I do want to say about Truant. I hate it, but I even said in that video of my the list of my useless Pokemon abilities that Truant is there to keep some Pokemon in balance. I even said that. I hate it. I don't want it to go to any other Pokemon, but I understand why it works for Slaking.
Yes.
But why it's given to Durant, I will have no clue.
Sounds so stupid.
By the way, another thing about that comment you just read, it mentioned new evolutions. Some of those Pokemon don't need them.
Yeah, Sableye, well, I don't know.
Pinsir, Heracross, Lapras, Absol, all those guys.
Yeah, Sableye, out of all of those, was the only one I think could use an evolution.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, do you want Heracross even more overpowered? I think that would break the game.
Heracross and Pinsir are already great.
Yeah.
They're already, you know, could be considered overpowered already. You want to make them even more godlike?
I can understand Lapras, but only for like a pre-evolution.
Yeah, Lapras
is already insane as it is.
Well, that's why I said
special wall.
That's why I said pre-evolution.
But
those kind of suck.
They need to complete at some point they need to get all the different types for Eevee. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
What are
like some people complain though about there's too many evolutions. I don't know.
Evolution Pokemon.
There's not enough. There's not enough of them. Let's come up with some names for them though. How about Drakeon for the dragon evolution?
Or Toxeon, the poison one.
Yeah.
Or Avion for the flying one.
Oh, that's a good name.
That's a good one.
Bug one though. That's Insecteon.
Bug one, I don't know. Steeleon for Steel, I'm guessing.
Steel? Oh, Steel? Steeleon.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said Celeon.
Yes! And Eevee, that's a seal, of course!
Parteon?
There you go. He'll be the ghost.
Yeah, I want Ghost Eevee. Seriously, just think about a Ghost Eevee for a second. How awesome that would look.
That'll be the cutest ghost Pokemon ever.
Right next to Litwick. Until it, becomes a freaking special attack monster.
No, Mr. Evis is the cutest ghost Pokemon ever.
Okay, let's just move on.
Yeah, we're getting off topic.
Off topic.
Here's a comment, but I'm actually gonna skip it. It was from the Wise Dane. It was just talking about he thought we did a great job on the video. So, thanks. We appreciate that.
What you're talking about? I like having my ego boosted.
Okay, let's boost our ego then. He said, whatever. YouTube user. You three are a wonderful party. CJS, the leader, the most professional. MrOrangeJinjo, the wise guy, the more quiet one. And WiiDude83Rebirth, the random dude with no sense of proper comments that you cannot help but love. Hope you get better mics soon. Smiley face.
I guess you could say we have a balanced team.
Alright. Excellent. And moving on, we've got Link X Midna FTW. Just like every generation, I will hate the Pokemon and love them 2 years later. God, isn't that true?
That is pretty much true of every generation now that I think about it.
Isn't it almost like the Sonic cycle?
Yeah, it is the Sonic cycle.
It's like they say I'm gonna hate this game, then they wait for the next one. I'm gonna hate this game. I'm gonna wait for the next one. I'm gonna hate this game. And now it's almost the same thing with Pokemon. Oh, jeez. It really is. Oh, man. Okay, Pepper Knight 341. Chestbin looks like Silent. There's more. There's more. When we transfer our Pokemon to these games, please don't make us go to the move deleter. Just have our Pokemon forget an HM move.
Yes.
A common...
Yes.
Ooh, this one's interesting. A common candy which lowers a Pokemon's level for trading purposes. Why would you... The level of a Pokemon doesn't influence when they're being traded, though.
May they mean like what you were talking about with the people asking for level 9 Zekroms or something? I don't know.
Ah, yeah, maybe. Maybe.
But that seems kind of like a dumb way to do it.
Don't give in to their demands! Okay, and 2 stones. One that develops one that devolves a Pokemon, and the other evolves any Pokemon that has met its requirements.
I could see that for maybe if you want to get a certain move, maybe faster. But
it's possible. It almost seems like you're cheating the game.
You would be screwing over the entire nature of Pokemon, but...
I mean, you can get the moves anyway just by breeding.
Yeah.
But that's something to think about. Let's see, Threadnought. I'm sure you guys know this guy.
Oh boy, here we go.
Water starter will become more human until it reaches its final form. French dude calling it right now. Trollololol. He didn't write that, but I can already see it on his face.
Yeah.
My money's on the bird being male, the deer being female, and them both representing the same thing Deoxys represents, us. It's about time the series launched worldwide. It is a multiplayer game, right? it's had online capability since Gen 4. This will put the whole world on equal footing. The competitive community is going to be a very interesting area for discussion right now. Actually, somebody else in the comments, and there's actually a lot of comments I wanted to put in here, but for some reason YouTube keeps deleting some of them.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Really annoys me, because there's some big things I want to talk about. I can't credit the people who said it because they're gone and I can't find them. But I think somebody else has said that the X and Y might actually mean more of like longitude and latitude or dimensional form.
Yeah, I was hearing that, and it would kind of make sense because of that, you know, that kind of Eiffel Tower thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be more of just they're trying to maybe represent an entire continent really this time, instead of more of just like one region.
Well, I think what they might be representing is trying to say, you know, since it's being in 3D now, you have 3 dimensions. You have height, width, and length. So there's going to be our third legendary for this generation right there.
Gonna be the map Pokemon! Ooh!
It'll help kids do their homework.
Near the geological Pokemon! Whoa!
Okay, let's...
That sucks.
I got nothing for it.
I was actually pretty good at math, but that was like the only thing I was good at. Okay, Justin S. The grass circles around the Pokemon need to go. Chespin looks way cooler than the Gen 4 Leaf Starter, and Snivy curious how this will use some of the 3DS's features like Spot Pass and Street Pass, maybe Pokemon cards also becoming AR cards that you can use for some interaction in the game, probably Pokédex or something, and he plans on getting Pokemon Y. Now, Turtwig was not one of my favorites, I'm just putting that out there right now, but I do like what he's coming up with things like Spot Pass and Street Pass, and maybe even the Pokemon AR cards.
Yeah, I could definitely see Pokemon taking advantage of Spot Pass, I think. Maybe you'll like to get, maybe exchange, like, different items, or if, like, another person has the other version, you might get, like, a detail or something to find maybe, like, one of the Pokemon exclusive to that game in your game, maybe.
Yeah, like a hidden area or a hidden grotto. That'd be good. That'd be cool. It would unlock that.
I can see that.
However, I think with the Pokemon AR cards, why do I get the feeling that if they do this, they might integrate it with the trading card games?
That's what I was thinking. I don't know, I mean, the trading card game is kind of dead, to be honest. Not a lot of people really play it.
I never played it at all. Sheesh.
Yeah, me too.
I collected the cards, I had no idea how to play it.
Let's see here. One person had a theory about what the starters might grow up to become. That would be from Nate River here. And he writes, or YouTube user writes, look at this. Fire and Psychic. Grass and Dark. Water and Fighting. Wouldn't it be awesome if fire is good against grass, grass against water, and water against fire? If we look at their other type, it is. Psychic good against fighting, fighting against dark, and dark against psychic. That basically means that they are good against every starter. That would have been awesome! Not my theory, saw it in another video. Oh, okay, well, thanks for saying that then. But yeah, the idea of having the starters actually become balanced later on sounds like an interesting idea.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I like that. I mean, for story reasons, it's cool, but I want to see how that's going to work in competitive play, personally. So, I want to see how that works.
Jack and Daxter 19988. One thing I'd like to see is more character interactions, as in maybe making your characters talk and not having the computers talk for you all the time. Also, maybe recruiting other trainers to join with you as you play. Say you beat a trainer and...
MMO!
Yes. Say you beat a trainer and maybe if you're about to do a triple battle or double battle, you can call that person up and that trainer will battle alongside you. Or maybe follow along with you, kind of like how the anime does it. The anime in itself, there were a couple of comments about that, but I could go hours and hours about the anime, but that could probably be a what's your opinion video in its own sense. I could talk about why I love the Best Wishes saga and why I think it's the best, but that's neither here nor there. Let's see, the idea of being able to beat a trainer, maybe call them up to be in a tag battle or a double battle is an interesting idea, But personally, I just like using my own Pokemon just to get the experience. But I guess if I'm in trouble, then I could call that person out.
Exactly. I mean, they're NPCs. They do not need the experience. You do.
Unless they're going to heal my Pokemon before and after the battle. There.
That's the only advantage I would really see in that. Otherwise, I'll just use my own Pokemon.
Oh, dang. Palkia82, I'm sorry. This is the person who was talking about the Legendaries being the dimensional coordinates. So, that person writes, interesting ideas about the game themes and Legendaries. The XYZ planes are dimensional coordinates, which relates to the 3D and the fact that Xerneas, because the Legendaries finally got named right after we made the video, and then there was a ton of comments about their names. Xerneas is a land creature since X coordinates are for length. So Yveltal, I think that's how you say it. Yveltal isn't her.
I don't know.
Yeah. Is an aerial creature since Y coordinates are for height. The Japanese logos contains a gene strand which relates to the XY chromosome tilting, but also Xerneas and Yveltal have blood vessel parts as an aspect for their designs. And finally there is a stag creature and an eagle and what? I'm sorry, I can't understand what he's saying. But I understand the whole dimensions of X, Y, and Z. That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
So this is the person who said it. Okay, we found him. Found him. I think we're on to our last 4 comments. 3 of them all pretty much say the same thing, but it's so interesting I had to bring it up. Jetty the Sunfish writes, Chespin is apparently a hedgehog, XD. Pure Shadow 85 writes, Japan is saying Chespin is a hedgehog, now you know. Phantom Black 678 writes, I've heard that Chespin is supposed to be a hedgehog. Part of its Japanese name, Hariomon, or Harimaron, I think that's how you say it, comes from Harianizume, Japanese for hedgehog. Holy crap, we have a hedgehog starter. That's awesome.
That guy is gonna
Cue the Sonic comments, guys.
I'm gonna name mine Sonic!
And thus, 10,000
And I'm
more
gonna
comments.
I'm gonna get the box po. I'm gonna get Finicky and name it Tails.
God. No. And
I'm gonna get Brokey and name it Froggy.
There we go.
Oh God. We have just caused the nicknames for 10,000 people's starters for this. Way to go, guys.
I'm Chespin the Hedgehog.
Now we're gonna see that in the anime, and yeah. So
Yes.
whoever just comments that, way to go, you just changed the world. Be happy.
But if it is true that it's derived from the Japanese word for hedgehog based on the character's name, I mean, that's gonna be pretty cool. Think about that. It's still cool. I know it's not Sonic the Hedgehog and everything, but unless, of course, the shiny form of it's blue, which is really going to cause people to look at that and say, lawsuit,
If it is, you heard it here first.
Still, it's still a really cool idea. This Oshawott lookalike is going to be a hedgehog, if that's even true. I would
I
love
still
to see
hope its evolutions look cool because it still looks weird to me.
it. Does
It still looks odd.
I still
it just looks like
can't.
a normal type wearing a green hat.
It does.
I want to see where all the quills are supposed to be because I only see like the points on the head. I don't see it anywhere else. It's supposed to be all over the body, but okay. So, yeah.
By the way, one more thing. I just mentioned how it looks like a normal type dressed up like a grass type with a green hat. You think maybe that could be its type, normal grass?
It's possible.
Well, I've heard rumors that it's dark grass.
Yeah, we've
Because that would counteract the fire type. For it being fire psychic, and we hear the water's going to be water fighting.
It's possible, but then the normal part doesn't really have an advantage against the psychic.
Yeah, that's why it's saying it's going to be a dark type, which I could maybe see it being a dark type.
It's way too early to tell. I mean, it looked like it would be a dark type from that move, but it's hard to say.
We'll just have to see its evolutions coming up.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, after all, who thought that Piplup was gonna be Water Steel? So.
Not me.
Yeah.
Alright, finally we have Yoshi Pikmin Ghost. Dude, there's no sunglasses on the male trainer when he's swinging on the vine. Apparently, I guess that means there will be customization, if that's even true. I looked at the video, and I didn't see the sunglasses on him when he was swinging, so...
It might just have been the side view of the trainer, but...
No, I looked. You can see at the top of his head, it wasn't there. Look at the video, I saw it. He didn't have the sunglasses. Somebody else said it might be a glitch, but if you're showing a glitch for your first trailer, that's not a good sign. That was basically it for the comments. There were a lot more. There was one comment I really wanted to find, but I think YouTube got rid of it for some reason. I don't know why, but the comment said one thing that they wanted to see was like a champion title defense, where you had to protect your title from other challengers.
Yes, do that, please, because it feels like once you become champion, it's never brought up ever again.
Yeah, that never made sense.
You're champion, let's get you in the Hall of Fame. Welcome back, challenger.
Let's put the old champion back.
Yeah, then the old champion's there 5 seconds later.
You just went back in time. Yeah. Meanwhile, your Pokemon grew. Magically. But, yeah, those are some pretty interesting comments. I mean, there was a whole lot more, but it's hard to keep track, and everybody's saying the same thing. Might have been a little disappointing, but at least there were some really good comments out there. Pretty interesting.